Evening, Dr. Bobby.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you very
Good to
much.
see that. Yeah, your computer is okay now, right?
Yeah, I can hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, now today we have to go to page 49.
49. Okay.
49.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen. Thank you. 49, 49. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Now it's an introduction to Mangala Sutra. There's an introduction written by me.
Mm.
But it's a brief of the sutra. Every sutra, I have written an introduction in this book.
Oh,
So that you can read that either at the beginning or at the end, whichever you like.
yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. I'd like
So,
to read it.
yeah. So if you look at that part, introduction. So let us go through that. It's a 2.5 page introduction to Mahamangala Sutra. This sutra is related to an incident where a well-controlled person came to see the omniscient Buddha after the midnight of that day to bring about a question. So that is what has happened on that day. That question was pertaining to or related to or confined to his own welfare with a view to obtain a practical answer to reach the highest level of life. As we know, it's the supreme bliss of Nibbana, known as by overcoming a particular obstruction going on in his system. That question is as follows. So if I go through that again, the sutra is related to an incident where a self-control, I would say very well self-control person came to see the Buddha after the midnight of that day to bring about a question. Various people used to come to Buddha with questions. So Buddha has given the answers. Sometimes Buddha used to preach by Buddha himself by thinking this is the right time, these are the right people to talk to. Anyway, in this particular situation, this person came to see the Buddha. So the question is as follows. Why am I failing to achieve the highest level of a life prescribed as supreme bliss of Nibbana? That's right. That's what I'm reading. Thank you. After controlling my own system to such a great and considerable extent, although my self-pride of that achievement is stabilized in the interior. So, though it is, what it says is, although my self-pride of that achievement is stabilized in the interior, is I can't move towards that supreme bliss of Nibbana. When I said the practically remarkable and well worthy of being attentive to. So I'm saying that it is very worthy to look at this sutra and the answer given by the Buddha. The practically remarkable. So it's to exercise, develop skills to get over this problem. And well worthy of being attentive to. It says it's worthwhile to look at it. Answer provided with 10 verses in this sutra by the omniscient Buddha. That significant is self-controlled unknown person. Because there is no name for that person. There's a
A
person
monk?
Buddha didn't ask the name. So it's not important. And eventually, what happened was is extensively illustrated in the following parts. Extensively means in a broader sense. In a broader sense, extensively illustrated. Because this book is sent to various states and places in the world. So I just put the other one. The writer believe that at this stage the readers of this text have a good understanding about the terms stated and explained in bold letters in this part, black bold letters of Magadhi language. Now,
Oh.
yeah, we discuss a lot of things in detail with the two books that I have sent to you. Bold
Mm.
letters with the third book. So especially the first one, we discuss about
Essential teaching, yeah, fundamental.
fundamentals and where we use a lot of terms, Buddhist.
Yes.
So those are, we have to get familiarized with them because they are coming in other sutras as well.
Mm.
And once you have gone through all the sutras, you are in a great position to remember them, I believe. Because it's said and done over and over again. Now, was this self-pride or the mana as the place? So self-pride or mana reaches its peak, the highest level. When the mana goes to its highest level, very high level, it is known as Uddacha. Uddacha means a person who is living with that mana at a higher rate or higher speed, with a higher speed. Because whenever you get something like, Papa Dhamma or unwholesome actions, the speed goes up, internal speed. So that happens without our knowledge. We can't control that because when the mana comes, the speed goes up. When the mana goes down, speed goes down. Okay. So here I would like to say something important said by Buddha. Buddha said, when you get angry for something, for some reason, the strategy or the solution is to, if anybody gets angry with something, the strategy is don't do anything. Just keep on doing other things that you like. Then gradually that anger releases from your system. It might take few minutes to release from the system, but never do anything. It is like when there is a fire, don't put anything to make the fire worse. So that if you keep the fire to be there in its own, it will gradually diminishes or eases. It is something like that. So Buddha's
Yeah.
advice is not to create more thoughts, do this and that, shout at other people, all sort of things could happen. But don't do such things. Just allow the anger to go away. Now there's another point here. If you get anger, if you don't put that into practice, there is no sin that you have made. That means if you get anger, it's not a sin. But if you carry out anything with anger, that becomes a sin or unwholesome action or unwholesome activity. So people can get angry, but don't put it into practice. That is what Buddha said. These are all hidden things which we have not properly understood, I believe. People think if I get angry, that's bad. Yes, it's bad, but if you do something with that, yes, it is bad. Not otherwise. It can come and go, come and go. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be remembered, I believe, because when you are living in this world, no matter what, that would happen, even at a very low level. Just allow it to ease off rather than doing something about it. Okay, now here I have specially said this line or written this line to say that self-pride or mana goes to uddhacca and avidya. That person is compelled to undergo effects of avidya blindly. Compel means there's no way of stopping. It goes like that. It's like opening the gates for the water to flow in a reservoir. In a reservoir, if you open the gates to flow the water, how about the downstream? There can be disasters.
Yes.
Where is the downstream? Where is the downstream of avidya? Avidya patya, sankara patya, vijnana patya, namarupa patya, salayadana patya, passa patya, vedana patya, tanna patya, upadana patya, bhava, bhavapatya, jati, jara, vyadi, marana, soka, parideva, dukkha, domanassa, upayasa, sambhavanti, eva metassa, kevalassa, dukkha, skandha, samudayo, hoti. That's the entire part. That is the entire part of paticca samuppada or dependent origination. The whole verses I have said now, it is in the book. So this person is going to go along that path. It's like opening the gates of a reservoir to flow the water downstream. There can be flooding. The people living in the downstream get floods because all of a sudden you send a lump of water with a high speed to that area to safeguard the dam of the reservoir. Otherwise, the dam can break. If the dam breaks, the disaster would be worse. Can you understand that? When the water is filled and overflowing, there is an impact onto the dam or the wall. So we can take that example here. Buddha used various examples like that. So can you understand that, what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So I want you to stop me if you can't, understand, please.
Okay.
It's always better. I don't want to go in my own. I want to go with you all together, little by little. Mana, Uddhacca, Avidya, the last three elements of Dasa Sanyojana. Because if you look at the Dasa Sanyojana, Sakkaya Ditthi, Vijigicca, Silabbata Paramasa, Kamaraga, Patiga, Ruparaga, Aruparaga, last three, Mana, Uddhacca, Vidya. Those are the last three elements of Dasa Sanyojana. So then it falls into the Paticca Samuppada Avidya Patya Sankhara. So Avidya Patya Sankhara is the elaboration of a thought. how the thought works and how the thought brings suffering. That is, in essence, what Paticca Samuppada means. What is Paticca Samuppada or the dependent origination means? It elaborates or explains or derives the five aggregates of a thought and beyond what's going to happen. Paticca Samuppada explains the elements of a thought and gradually how these thoughts can harm us. So you have please remember that Paticca Samuppada is nothing other than that.
Mm.
Okay, I'm just going
Just
slowly and explaining here and there because when you visualize all these things, Buddha had all these things in Buddha's mind when explaining maybe more, which I can't see. I'm not uh, at that level. I'm still studying and trying to practice. So yeah, the things that I have studied so far, this is what I can see. So you can build up your knowledge with other things as you go along. Why not? So to prevent that person who raised that question from falling onto avidya is the next para. So to prevent that person who raised that question from falling onto that avidya, Buddha said, Asevanacha balanang panditanancha sevana pujacha pujaniyanang etam mangalam. That is what we learn from the sutra. So don't associate with unwholesome actions. In simple terms, don't associate with thoughts. Don't put
yes.
the thoughts into practice to bring
Yes.
suffering. So Buddha says, let the thoughts come in. Let the upadana rupa come in. Let the interior or the inside or our internal system produces thoughts. Doesn't matter. Let it produce. But don't put them into action.
Yes.
When no harm done, you're not collecting bad sins or anything like that. Okay? So that is
Okay.
how we can control ourselves, because most important thing is how to prevent we collect the bad deeds or bad containments or high speeds within the system. Now, when you get a thought, if you put it into practice, your speed goes up. That's danger.
Mm.
That's a danger. So when that goes up, no matter how much you apply the brakes, it won't stop. It will go. Brakes are not working.
Yes.
You can't apply the brakes, it won't stop. It will go in its own. Because somebody asked Buddha why it is going like that. Buddha said, there is no person here. Then who is here? Then he asked, how can you say that? I am here. How can you say there is no person here? Then Buddha said, if there is a person, if you think there is a person, you should be able to put the brakes on. Why the brakes are not working? Because there is no person here. There is a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
set of actions are taking place every here and now. A chain of actions are taking place every here and now. That is the system that we are bound to.
Yes.
So if you treat the actions with the right ingredients, then you can control. So that's why don't put it into action thoughts. That's what Buddha said. Because all these things Buddha said and done by experience. We have to admire that. So Buddha has experience from the age of 29 to 35, because 6 years
Yes, 6 years
of
practicing,
yeah,
observing.
It's not 6 years of giving hard time to the life and this, that, all, that doesn't make any sense. It is, it is like a brave, I would say very brave and very systematic skill development program that the ascetic Siddhartha was involved with. Eventually, Buddha attained the Nibbana full calmness. Anyway,
Yeah.
Buddha
Yes.
also reminded this person to realize that all thoughts on attachments, including the self-pride, are originated from fake and fictitious images of omens of the worldly sources, and they register in the inner as upadana rupa. That's why Buddha said in the next verse, Ati Rupa Desa Vasocha Ubbeta Kata Punyata Atta Samma Panidita Etam Mangala Muktamang. I believe you can remember when I say this, what we studied so far. So it's coming back to your mind. That all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go through that over and over again. It's worth going through this particular sutra over and over again, because when you go through that, you becoming very calm, because you are aiming at calming, you are looking at calm the system explained by the Buddha to calm the entire system. So when you are listening to that, when you are exploring that, you get a good feeling. Therefore, always remember that the system is unnecessarily undergoing obstructions and constraints through such fake images of upadana rupa. So Buddha is insisting through that verse and giving a message to the person who came with this question. Always remember upadana rupa is behind you to harm you. So be vigilant, be careful.
Be vigilant. Yes.
Be vigilant and be careful.
Yeah.
Be observable. Observe what's going on. That's another word.
Observer. Oh, observer.
Observable. Observable means
V.
observe.
Observer.
Yeah, come out of that word, observable.
Yeah.
Yeah, observe. Yes, right. Observable. Yeah, correct.
Vigilant.
Oh.
Vigilant.
Be
And also
vigilant. Be
careful.
be careful. Yeah, that's right. Be careful. That's the one. Very good.
Watchful. Yeah.
Watchful. Well done. Yeah. Watchful, careful, vigilant. You can use all these terms. Be with it. Be with your system. Look after your system. Don't allow to go in the wrong path. Observable. Yeah. Okay. So that's
Mm.
good. So up to there, it's explain the first two verses of the book. Patirupadesa Vaso. Now, Buddha is directing this person's system towards equanimity or impartiality in the next verse. Not the next one after next, because the third one says, not easy to do this. I know that it is not that easy. So therefore, Buddha says, you need to use your abilities to practice this. As I said, whatever the ability that we have got, if we use that, the ability that is hidden or inside us, which we can't bring out, will come out. Because you are using the ability you have got, then the next set of abilities would come out. It's like, when you do something, when you practice something, you get a lot of good methods into your system. Where it is coming from, they are hidden, but they are coming out. But you have to make use of the ability you have got, even for a small level. It doesn't matter. But you have to uplift that ability. Then the rest will come. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. To overcome the above situation, adhere to the practices to improve the impartiality, upekha, through dasa paramita, which we discussed earlier. That is perfections, 10 perfections.
Yeah.
Dhanang, Silancha, Nekammang, Panya, Virya, Panchama. Kanti, Satya, Madhittana, Mettu, Upekka. There are 10. So 10 items for the, not here, it's not here. It's in the very first book.
Yeah.
The very first book that we studied.
Yeah.
So you can look at it and bring to your notice. It is also necessary to regularly involve in skill development programs, especially to control 6 senses from the hurtful actions to keep calmness within. So that means, in other words, don't use the thoughts to do something. Don't use those don't put the thoughts into practice.
Yes.
That is what it really means. So skill development is, so you can put the thoughts. Now see, if you are going to help somebody without expectation, there is no thought there. People think I thought of helping that person. No, if there's no expectation, there's no thought. If the expectation, if you mix the thought with expectations, yes, it is a thought. If you don't mix with helping somebody, if you get an idea to help somebody without any return, then there is no thought is created. These are very subtle things, very subtle points I'm making. You know what subtle is? Very, very small things people clearly not really understood properly. Why? They think everything that I do, there is a sin. No, there's no such thing. No. I can get a bad thought or, strong thought against somebody, but it will come and go. No damage done. Okay, so the thought came, okay, say I'll get a thought yesterday when I was driving, for example, right? When I was driving, somebody did a wrong thing, I got annoyed. It came to my mind. So I'm not living with that anymore. Just keep, when that thought comes or that idea comes, just wait for a while and go and have a cup of tea or whatever, do something else. It'll go away. That's it. So no damage done.
I'll follow it.
You know what I mean?
Ideas. So yeah.
It's gone. So without thinking, wow, I'm doing so much of meditation, this, that, still these things are coming into my system. Yes, it happens. Can't help. Because this system is not ours. If this system is ours, now see, who wants to hurt him or herself? But it happens. Why? we are handling the system wrongly, not
Yeah.
properly. That's what
Yeah.
Buddha says. Yeah. So it's quite interesting, Buddha's instructions. Okay, we'll go to the next one. At the inception, to maintain such practices, Buddha insisted to begin with treating one's close relatives equally. Now see, so Buddha said it's not easy to practice. So therefore, Buddha said treat everybody, to start with, treat everybody with no attachment, impartially, unbiasedly. Unbiased
Ambassador.
treatment, unbiased treatment. So therefore, gradually you are developing the equanimity or upekha.
Oh, big car.
Upekha is the upekha is the term for equanimity or impartiality. Excuse me. Impartiality or equanimity. So upekha is the Buddha's term. Now see,
Yeah, okay.
we use all the English.
Impassion.
Upekha is the Buddha's terms. Upekka. Upekka sati parisuddhing. There are terms like that. Upekka sati. Sati means
Sati. I
sati.
forgot.
Sati.
Sati.
Sati means, now see,
Yeah.
we have got a conscious. So if you turn the conscious to sati, that means you are turning the conscious to upekka, impartiality, full impartiality. Then if you turn that to impartiality, it is no more conscious, it becomes sati. You are working with sati. Now see, in my mind, I like to be happy with outside things. That is not sati. Well, it
Mm.
helps. It is the conscious or
Yeah,
consciousness.
conscious. You're
The
so humble
consciousness.
always.
Yes.
Yes,
Then
conscious.
Buddha's teaching is to transfer that into sati. That means
Sati.
sati. Okay, I'll write it here. Sati.
Yeah, sati. Yeah, please write it here. I found it out in
Sati.
the
Sati,
Meththa.
that is in Magadhi language.
Okay, SATI. Okay.
Sati. Okay?
Okay,
So
I found
sati
it.
is, yes, sati equals impartiality.
Impassion. Ah, yeah. Impassion.
Impartial.
Impartiality. Yes,
Yeah.
impartiality. Yes. Sati. 菩提萨埵. Sati. Yes.
Impartial. So if you are with sati, you are with impartiality. If you are with conscious, you are with non-impartiality.
Yeah.
With attachment, you are searching for something to have happiness. That is how it works.
Yeah. Condition depends
Yes,
on the
yes.
depends
All right.
on the yeah external thing. Yes.
So,
Mm.
so then
Impartiality，它的意思不是公正的意思，它的意思是就是妙明真心，妙明真心的这个，它不偏不倚，就是这个意思。Impartiality。Yes. I just do the interpreter now, yeah, because yeah, they are
yeah,
discussing.
good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I admire that. Yeah, very good. Yeah, do
Thank you.
that. Whenever you require, do that, please. It doesn't. It's
Mm,
good to be with the languages and everything. It's a matter of understanding finally, no matter how.
yeah.
As long
Yes.
as you understand, yeah, good.
Yes,
Well,
yes. Actually, we all, yeah, currently, especially within this year, we are focusing on the study of thoughts. Just
Oh,
five kinds of thoughts, and we know the uh, consequence of the thoughts, and we just practicing it, yeah, because we don't want to follow the thoughts.
mm-hmm.
So when I think of it, yeah, I just say upadana.
Upadana Rupa.
That you told, yeah, coming into my mind.
Yeah, Upadana Rupa is, very easy to understand, although the word says Upadana Rupa. When you look at exactly what's happening, when you see something, you bring that into your system and produce something that you mix with calm or liking or disliking, and then you deal with that without
Mm.
dealing with the actual one.
Yeah.
So unnecessarily we hurt ourselves. So that's what Buddha said. You bring the things to your system and do a change from the Vastu Rupa, normal Rupa, to Upadana Rupa. And when our attachment is strong, they come very fast into your system. They come towards your system very fast, these Vastu Rupa. Then you produce the Upadana Rupa, it hurts you and goes away. Rupa, Arupa, Rupa, Arupa. That's what it says.
Yes, yeah,
Rupa comes and
yeah,
goes, Arupa. So Rupa, Arupa, that's a process. So that's what we
yes,
studied. So Rupa, Arupa. So what it does is it comes in, produce the Upadana Rupa, it goes out, it can't stay there because there's another Rupa coming from the same source or something else. So there should be a place for them to come, because it's a series of Rupa is coming towards us through the eyes, nose, you name it, all six senses. So when they
yeah,
come, we have to provide the space or the place for them to come and go. So
yeah.
therefore they have to come and go. So Rupa, Arupa. It comes as Rupa, then it goes as Arupa. There's no Rupa, it goes out. No effect.
Yeah. No effect.
Comes
Yeah,
and goes. It's very easy to understand what's happening because comes and goes, comes and goes. So if it's
always. Yes.
repetitively, if you look at something, over and over again, it repetitively comes. It's raga, repetitive. Repetitive means raga,
Yeah.
non-stop.
Raga. Yeah,
Raga,
raga.
raga,
25 minutes.
yeah,
Raga.
raga, yeah, raga is repetitive. So if you look at
Repeat.
in that manner, it's not, yeah, that's right, raga. It's not difficult. It's not that difficult. Okay, now we'll go to the next part. Where's the
Next
next?
part. Yeah, I will do that for you. I would like to share, yeah, the raga. This
Yeah, go to that. Yeah, go to that.
teachings.
Yeah.
Raga.
That Dasasangya is perfections. Yeah, that's right. So
Mm-mm.
10
Just now you
perfections.
mentioned,
Yeah,
yes,
perfections should be there
imperfections.
somewhere.
Mm. Yeah,
Okay,
it
that's
works.
right
Yeah,
at
thank
the
you
end.
so
Yeah.
much. Just
Dan
now you mentioned raga.
raga, yeah, raga, repetitively doing that. Yeah, that's right. So all of
Yeah,
them. So when we study these things, that's the reason we have to study those things to understand what is said and done by Buddha in sutras.
yeah,
Because when we were analyzing these things long time ago, maybe about 15 years ago, we two, my wife and myself, were discussing when a person asks about the starting point of this Buddhism, where to start. There should be a starting point. When a layman asks, how can I study Buddhism? Where to start? You can't just ask that person to go through Mangala Sutra or any other sutra. It's too much. So
yeah,
you have
too
to
much for
start
that.
from the 10 unwholesome action. Kama, Tanna, Rati, Raga, Lobha, Dvesa, Moha, Machari, Krodha, White. That's the starting point. That
Yes,
is how you introduce the Buddha's teachings to a layman who has never heard about Buddha's teaching. That is the place where you have to start with. So that has to be understood very clearly. Then the five hindrances, then the 10 fetters, then the dependent origination. So that
Yeah.
those four items will
Mm.
tell you exactly how the suffering is increased in the system gradually.
Yes, exactly.
So
Yeah,
that
thank
is
you
why,
so much. I admire you that you have a very clear, very clear outline about the practicing. Yeah, I'm benefited a lot. Thank you.
because without that, when I explain to somebody, now just imagine when you explain, there are thousands of questions from them. They're asking this, that, that, that.
Yeah.
So when they ask all these questions, we have to know where the answer is from Buddha's teaching.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we have to, what you call, we have to look at all the sutras here and there and all these unwholesome actions, five hindrances, what the hindrances says, each and every part very clearly. Otherwise, if we get stuck, the listener will go away. Isn't it?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So
Yes, yes.
it's not an easy task, but we are used to that now. So it comes, automatically or effectively, without any
Yeah.
effortlessly. But
Yeah.
as long as our mind is working, can do. And I'm 76 years now, so I don't know how
Yeah.
long I can go on like that by keeping these, things in my mind. As long as I can keep, I will go with these explanations. When it stops, I'm not stopping, the system stops.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and we are so glad that you can come back to us. And
Yeah, I'm
I
very
think,
happy to guys.
yeah, Buddha always protect you, and
Thank
because
you.
you are the
Thank you
real
so much.
practitioner. Yeah.
Okay, good that you went to that point. Yeah, raga, you can remember, which is good. Raga, yeah. So it's repetitively happening. So you can look at all these things in the things that we discussed so far. So, so go a little bit down, please. Yeah, further down. So
Okay.
yeah, so
So go a little bit
yeah,
down
yeah, that's right.
here.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's correct. Thank you. So Buddha says, okay, upekka, develop the upekka. So don't stick to the unwholesome actions, then go further down, then the other rest of the other things would come. So it's good to look at this introduction and go to the sutra, come back to the introduction, go to the sutra, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's right. So go to the next one further down, please.
Further down.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere here. Yeah. So now see, I said, since the above mentioned instruction enable to control one's own system considerably, this person effortlessly tends to respect and admire and even
Yeah.
worship these instructions. Now see, we got that from the sutra, as I said. That is on, I think, if I remember, that is in number 7.
Number 7. You mean
7,
that?
6, 6.
Oh, yes, yes,
Navadvani
yes.
Kamman,
I
yeah.
still
So
remember. Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
can remember somewhere along the line, 7 or 8 or whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so, okay,
Yeah.
it is very, very effective, I said, because when all these things are transmitted through the system to you, to yourself, so then you worship, admire, and so on. Then the next paragraph says, in addition to that, one's own system listen to the benefit of those invaluable instruction every here and now. That's exactly what I said now. With
mm,
enormous self-confidence. So at this stage, that person has built up an enormous self-confidence because practice, 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 and that practice itself brings the enormous confidence to that person because the outcome is so effective and bringing calmness to the system. After living the life according to the direction and task provided above, this person would realize that one's entire system is functioning in a peaceful and compassionate manner. Now,
mm,
as you said, a lot of people have got this language problem, but I
mm.
believe these terms are fairly simple terms are used in English language.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is really, for me,
Because
it's
there are
really
so,
easy.
yeah, if you look at a different book, the words they use, I don't know whether they can understand.
Yeah, sometimes it's really formal. I don't know, but
No,
I know.
we have to use the terms.
Mm,
There is a saying that in teaching,
mm,
I have done 2 diplomas in teaching, you know, two
yeah,
diplomas
yeah.
in teaching.
Oh,
Yeah, the education. I studied education, So
yeah.
I did one diploma in United UK and one in Australia. So what I
Oh,
have gathered is, in addition to engineering, what I gathered is the when you say, when you are teaching, it should be listener friendly. Listener should be
yeah.
able to
Listener
understand.
friendly.
Listener
Yeah.
friendly, not the teacher friendly. If the teacher friendly, it's just teacher is talking to him or herself. No, it should
Mm.
be the listener friendly so that teacher has to use full effort to make the listener, happy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we have to make sure the listener is happy. So uh, the only method to learn is little by little. If people find it difficult to understand the English, they have to learn the English. There's no any other option, you know, because I know it's not an easy thing.
Yeah, it should be, the English should be authentic and yeah, listener, reader friendly, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reader friendly.
I
We have to,
actually, actually you did it. I really enjoy reading. Yeah, it's easy for me. I think it's very fluently. Yeah.
thank you. But yeah, we put all our heads and said, my wife used to read these things and give the
Suggestion.
look at the mistakes that I did, here and there. So she says, these two you are used, strong words here. You have to take that out and put a single word and this and that. So yeah, so it's
So
a
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it's done. So I had to appreciate my wife also telling me to do that. So it's editing. Editing part is done by my wife.
Oh, so
That's
good.
right.
Yeah,
She
thank
does
you.
the editing. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Dr. Mrs. Bodhi. Yeah.
yeah, which is both. Yeah, that's right. Uh, so So now it says, go if you go to the next point, that means the
Mm.
system is totally free from the process of attachments. So the system is free from attaching, no attachment.
Yeah.
So the speed brings down. Disturbing is, not there. So abnormal speed in the interior is gone out. No abnormality in the system. So it's speaking is very soothing and listener is very happy to hear. Even if you say something to that person is becomes calm. So when you develop these things, You become calm, and when you speak to somebody, that person becomes calm as well.
Mm. So may I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
And yeah, because you said that realize that one's entire system is functioning in a peaceful and compassionate manner. So I know the speed is yeah, in the peaceful speed if we if we reach that state, but how to reach the compassionate yeah, state? So is it possible for you to explain?
Yeah. Yeah, the compassionate manner means you can assess your system by yourself. There's no any other person who can assess your system other than you. You agree with that?
Yeah, yeah,
No
yeah,
one in the
exactly.
world can assess you what is going on in the system. Yeah?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So how to assess, how to check whether you have got these qualities? Well, you can see previously what was happening to your system, now what is happening to your system. Is that
Oh,
improved? Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, where 1 year ago, where was I? Where is myself now? Have I improved in controlling my anger?
Mm.
Okay, so that is the way to assess. If you succeed that, that means you are going along the right, path.
Oh, yes.
So that's one way of looking at it. And other thing is when you remember what Buddha said over and over again, your system get, it's like, what you call it's your system before you knew all these things where it was directing towards, and now where it's directing towards. That's how you look at it. So you have to
Yeah.
check whether your system has improved along those lines to bring calmness, peacefulness. Then eventually you become very compassionate person. Compassionate means you're not hurting others, and eventually they are not hurting you because they can't hurt you because you ignore if there is a bad thing come from outside. So they can't hurt you
Mm. Yes.
because Buddha said everything is within this particular system itself.
Yes.
So no one can make you angry no matter how many things are happening in the world unless we attach to them.
Yes.
Whenever we attach to that, because we are used to that for longer period of life, so we go out of track and get
Mm.
attached to various things in no time. So Buddha says, be vigilant, be careful. Even if you get attached, it's all right, never mind. But don't put that into action. Then you can see when you get a bad
Oh,
thought, if you don't put that into action, what happens to your system? System doesn't change. It
yes.
comes and goes. It comes and goes.
Yes, yes.
So practically, that is how you build up your power of compassionate,
Oh, yes.
power of
Thank you so
compassion.
much.
You have to build up little by little. It doesn't happen in no time, but it takes time, but it's fully worth to do that by assessing yourself. So it's called a self-assessment program or self-actualization program. There are two terms. So that is
Yeah.
self-assessment. So also there is a self-appraisal program. Appraisal means you appreciate what you achieve. So when you appreciate what you achieve, you feel like sticking to what you have done so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stick to that. You don't want to go away from that. I think when we discuss about Meththa Nisansa Sutra, the second sutra of this book, you get a good understanding about what I'm talking about. Because Buddha
Yeah.
says that compassion becomes your friend. There is no any other friend other than the compassion or the metta. Metta is your friend. It is coming
Metha.
like your
Metha, it means
metta. Metta
compassion.
is, yeah, metta.
Metha, compassion.
Metta is very equal to, is equal to compassion.
Okay.
The
Got
compassion is built up from metta. I would say, if you want to build up compassion, you need to start with metta.
it. Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So, all right. We'll go to the last part. Then it seems to be that the previous life performance of this year, last part here. So you have understood. Okay, just before that, there is
Before
no
that,
other opportunity. The one
there's
before the
no
last.
other. Yeah, okay, here it
Yeah,
is.
there is no other opportunity in this life as great as to be in that situation. Which situation? Whatever explains here on top. And therefore now it is possible for this noble person to live the life in this manner or leave this life at any time by dispersing the inherited calm energy to the universe in a very peaceful manner. That is the time when we leave this world. That happens automatically. We don't have to do anything. What we have to do is we live the life with calmly and compassionately. Then the rest will be done by the system itself.
Yes.
It happens automatically because the when you're calmer, we thought now see, calm is one thing, calm is another thing. In English we say calm, but calm is in Magadhi is a bad thing. Calmer. Okay? When
Yeah.
the karma is there, karma tanna, when the karma is there, the environment outside is with you to bring all the hurtful things to the system. When the karma is not there in your system or the attachment, the system or the universe says, we don't want that person anymore in this with us. The environment or the universe rejects the person. When the environment rejects the person, where that person is going to go after passing away? There is no place to go because there is no place where without karma accepting that person. So therefore, only thing that person can do is, or the system can do is, give the energy without karma to the universe, whether they accept or not, and you don't come back to this world again. Because
Yes.
it
Very
doesn't.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah, and we also study something like that. Yeah, something,
Because we
yeah,
have
the
to,
karma related to the universe. Yes.
yeah, karma is related to the universe. Now that is explained in the Ratana Sutra. Ah,
Oh,
so
like to,
if you like, we can on Monday we can start Ratana Sutra,
yeah,
and I want you to understand Ratana Sutra like what you did with this, which brings a lot of knowledge and the expertise to your system,
yeah.
practical expertise to your system, which is
Wow.
beautiful. It's unbelievable.
Cannot wait. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. We'll do that on Monday. So tomorrow and day we'll have a break if you don't mind.
Yeah. Take a good rest. Yeah, have
Yes,
a good
I'm good.
rest. And
Yes, because I'm actually started writing the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, the qualities of Buddha,
ah,
qualities of Dhamma. So I have not finished that. So once I finish that, I'll bring that one. I'll send that to you all.
yeah, so good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
gradually we'll do that. Then okay, I'll stop here. When Monday we'll come with the Ratana Sutra. There is an introduction to Ratana Sutra that I have given.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah,
you
I
can
will do some.
understand, just go through that and come. Ratana Sutra, just go through that. I'll tell you what the page is. Just go to
Which
Ratana
which
Sutra.
page? Which
Yeah.
page, please?
Wait 1 second. So what's the page? Page like, where's my book? So Ratana Sutra is, let me tell you exactly where it is. It's a long sutra. So
Mm.
it goes from here. Oh,
I found it.
got it? The Ratana
I,
Sutra, you have to go to the, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
22.
Introduction, 22,
22.
22.
Okay.
It goes from 22, just imagine, it finishes at, it's a long one.
Yeah, a bit
It's a
long.
long one. It goes from 22 to, I think, 30 something, 38, or it's more than that.
Yeah, no worries. We can do some reading.
Yeah, yeah.
Proofread.
So,
Yeah.
so go
No
go
proofread.
to the don't
Review.
go yeah, don't go through everything. Just go through if you can. Just go through
Okay.
the introduction.
Okay.
Further
We
up.
will
No,
do.
not 22. Not 22. Further up. So you go up and a suit
Up.
the introduction. Yeah, yeah, up. There's an introduction.
Okay.
Yeah,
Introduction.
that's the one,
22.
22. So there's an introduction. So better to read that introduction 22, 23, I think 2 pages.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay. We will do some reading.
22, 23, and 20. Where is that? 23, 24. Yeah, that's 4 pages. Yeah, 4 pages. 4.5. 4.5 pages of introduction. So
Okay.
whether you understand or not, read and come so that whatever you understood helps. Okay? You
Yeah.
may not understand everything, but whatever you understand would help.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
Happy with that?
Yeah, very happy. I just
Okay.
ask the yeah. I
Yeah.
just ask the audience, the participants, to do some proofread. Yeah, no, preview to do some reading.
Yeah, just read that part. Uh, if you can't read all 4 pages, at least the first page.
Okay.
So if you don't bother reading the entire thing, read the first page about two, three times. First
Mm.
page, it's not enough to read once. You read it 2 or 3 times, then it will bring the meaning to you very easily.
Okay.
All
Thank
right?
you so much. Okay.
Okay. We'll see you on Monday. Thank you so much. All the best.
Okay. Catch you up
Take
on
care.
Monday. Thank you.
All the
Take a
best.
good rest.
Okay, right. Thank you.
See you then.
See you then. Bye bye.